Welcome to Optimal Timelines. I am your guide, Sean Collins, in helping you to connect to your most optimal future timeline. So it's going to be your monthly Tarotscope readings for the month of March 2022. And remember, you're going to want to watch two videos, one for your North Node by sign and one for your North Node by house. Now, if you're new to the channel, the reason I use the North Node in the readings as opposed to your sun sign, moon sign, or ascendant is because it's recognized in astrology that the North Node is your life's purpose, what you were born to do and accomplish in this lifetime. So I find it's much more relevant across the board for people's lives. So let's get started on the readings. Okay, so this is going to be your monthly Tarotscope reading for March 2022 for everybody with their North Node in Taurus and or the second house. So I'm going to connect to the energies and we can begin. I call upon my spirit guides and guardians and the wisdom of my ancestors to bring forth the information that's true and correct for all who see this reading, that it may bring them the most beautiful, happy life possible and set them on their most optimal future timeline. So may it be. Okay, so the spread on this side of the table represents from the 1st to the 15th of the month, and then this side over here represents the 16th to the end of the month. And I did something that I did last month also, which is a book divination that's called Lithomancy, so a book divination, and I used the great book Astrology for the Soul by Jan Spiller. It's a great North Node book. Just like I did last month. And one of the things that came up in that divination for you, North Nodes in Taurus and or the second house, was self-reliance, building self-reliance. And, like your South Node in Scorpio and or the 8th house is reliance on others. So people with their North Nodes in Scorpio and or the 8th house have to learn how to, instead of being self-reliant, they have to learn how to rely on others and connect with others. Okay, so for you in this lifetime, you've already mastered that. Your superpower is you know how to connect with people. You know how to work with people, and you feel very comfortable in being able to, rely on others, okay? In this lifetime, it's self-reliance. The card that popped out, you can see the Queen of Wands, okay? Representing, the fire signs, okay? Being self-reliant is, forging a path ahead, being able to step forward. Now, the thing about is, about doing this is when you look at the polarity or the axis of Taurus, Scorpio, Taurus, Taurus, Scorpio, second house, 8th house, okay? It is, one of the things it represents is what we value in others, what we value in ourselves. And self-value is also playing a part of that. So what ends up happening is, what I got for you, you North Nodes in Taurus, is when you begin to become and go through this difficult process of becoming self-reliant, and you begin to give yourself value. You begin to value yourself. And what ends up happening is, with this South Node in Scorpio, a lot of times, if people are not really like going down their path, they can keep that same pattern of their south node in Scorpio and or the 8th house, of like relying on others too much. And it can be like a vicious cycle in the sense that the more you do that, you kind of like feel guilty about, I could do this myself, or I feel like I should. And so you don't value yourself as much. So you get, when you are self-reliant, you get like self-respect. And what ends up happening is you end up really, really, getting blessings from the universe when you move in that direction of like self-reliance. So again, you got the Queen of Wands here. And then this first half of the month, with what I'm seeing happening is, I'm seeing that there is, it's funny, I'm seeing this for a lot of the north nodes. It's almost like not learning from past mistakes. So you have the 5 of Pentacles, okay, which is people, these people here that they don't realize, they should ask for help. Okay, they're walking by, it looks like some sort of a, church or some building that's all like warm and glowing inside. And they're walking by it, instead of like going in, like, they're self-reliant. Okay. And they're going to make it on their own. And there is a time and a place where, yes, we all need somebody to lean on sometimes, okay, but there's a time for self-reliance, and there's a time for every little thing having to need others, okay? So that's what I'm seeing here, is that it's like too quickly, a lot of times with this north node, you might need to rely on others when you can like kind of rely on yourself. And I think that this first half of the month, I can see that happening. Now, for you north nodes in Taurus, I feel for a lot of you, this is going to play out in the work that you do. Okay, so career and work. Now, that could be anything from, even if you work at home, if you're a stay-at-home parent or whatever. But I feel like in the work you do, this first half of the month, it's going to play out. And so think of opportunities when things arise, a situation happens. Can I handle this myself? Can I rely on myself to do this? And if you notice, what happens a lot is, with this south node, I've noticed, okay, throughout the years, working with clients and dealing with various situations that come up, life throws at you a lot of times dramatic situations, and sometimes the first inclination is, I need help, like somebody help me, okay? And so you'll see that life keeps throwing situations where it seems like you need help, and what's happening is, you're being shown ways that you can be self-reliant, okay? And so that's what this is really happening this first half of the month. So when situations arise, yes, when you really, really need, help, obviously ask for help, okay? What it's saying here is that in general, there's a lot of chances in your life where you can handle things on your own, and that just means like being proactive and going out there. This could mean, in a job or career. Also, it could play out this month with like money and finances. So work and career, money and finances, which they're tied, together. And just think of that. It is like this. I'm seeing this first half of the month for a lot of the north nodes is this testing period, and being able to not continue on the same path or the same loop patterns that have happened in the past. And then moving on to the second half of the month, again, I'm feeling like for quite a few of you, I'm seeing these huge, advancements. And I know that, there is a lot going on in the world right now. And there's a lot of distractions going on. There's a lot of, kind of chaos going around. But really try to think about, you know, your life when life happens. Focus in on your surroundings, your, you know, your job, your family, your, you know, loved ones, your personal little sphere, and bring it into focus, because I know that it's a lot of chaos right now. When we work on ourselves, this is the interesting thing. The world is moving and has moved for thousands of years up and down like the ocean. There have been, you know, wars, there have been, you know, pandemics, there have been all sorts of things. But our lives and our timelines keep pressing on through everything, through good times, through bad times. We can't control what's going on out there, okay? But all our job is to adjust our timelines, to make our life, you know, move in that direction of the North Node of what we're here to learn and do. And so I see like this second half of the month, I think a lot of you are going to kind of get it. And when you get it, there is going to be this like opening up inside you and opening up. I'm seeing like optimism coming in. And the other thing too is a lot of natural luck, because what luck is yes, luck is like hard work and perseverance, but luck is what they would call like being, you know, it's been described by athletes and other people of being in the flow state. Like creators talk about that, when they're in the flow state, where they're not struggling, they're just like, you know, relaxed in the flow state. That flow state, that's like a like you're putting the energy of like luck. When you pass this test and you're able to take steps in being self-reliant in small ways and in big ways, you're going to see that you're basically creating this opening, this flow in your life. Okay, so I'm seeing this like floodgates open. The other thing that it's coming in is for an advice for the second half of the month. I feel like there could be a stumbling block that comes up, something or someone from your past, a situation could come up that could be a test to try to hold you back, okay? Also, there could be a situation, like I said, in the first half of the month, when I'm seeing something money, finance, or resource-wise the second half of the month. And so I know a lot of you have experienced that, where there have been like, you know, resource issues, you know, money and resource issues, and you've needed to rely on people in the past. So try to think of ways that you can kind of change that and be more self-reliant. But I feel like there's going to be something in your past, person or situation, that is going to play a part in, you know, the second half of the month. Okay. But really, okay, that's what's coming up for you. Just simply, there are times when, you know, yeah, you know, you don't have to rely on just yourself all the time. Just try to incorporate more of that in your life. And what you're going to see is the gift in that is you're going to start to see the universe is going to start to really give you more help and more assistance. Because this is what it is in a nutshell, okay? Instead of relying on others, companies or others around you, people, families, okay, instead of just being reliant on others, when you gain self-reliance, you will get assistance from and help from the universe, and you'll be in that flow state. So don't think that it's a scary thing, like, oh my gosh, like, okay, if I just rely on myself, I don't want to have to do it by myself. I don't want to have to go through it by myself. But that's the crazy catch-22, is when you do that, then you're helped by the universe. You actually get way more assistance than you would if you were trying to rely on institutions, others around you, situations. That self-reliance, you will get the help from the universe. Your guides will just come in, and you're going to see it's going to open up that flow state. Okay. So yeah, big month. Take care out there. Try not to get too distracted or, brought down by what's happening in the world. Just remember, our ancestors went through many things throughout history, throughout our past lives. We went through many things. Our job is not to get too tied up with what's going on outside, but work on our life and our path, because that's what we have the most control of, is where we direct ourselves. So stay safe out there, and many blessings to you. Thank you so much for watching, liking, sharing, and subscribing. Hit the like button if you could. It really helps the algorithms. And remember, if you'd like a personal reading, there'll be a link in the description box below. And send a comment. Love to connect with you all in the comments. So thanks again. We'll talk soon. Many blessings.